Hello, guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of my series where I'm playing as Imperial Japan. Now, elephant in the room, this is my attack plan on Nationalist China, if it wants to come into focus. There you go. So it's quite ambitious, but as with most of my plans, I just formulated this right now before the episode. If everything goes wrong, and Nationalist China still wants to be my ally, and without me prompting him, he actually said that I can take his eastern territories, which I'm not sure what that is, but we'll get onto that topic later. Like, where do you draw the line between eastern territories? But I think what he's done is he's evacuated all his troops from, these sort of areas where I've been patrolling for the past, 24 hours since I started episode 1. And so that's going to be pretty easy to take, very easy, since there shouldn't really be any units stationed there. But I decided to be nice to him, and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take his eastern territories again. I'm assuming, well, I messaged him saying, okay, well then, I'm assuming that's everything east of your capital in this city. Which is quite a lot. It's 9 cities. He's still going to have 6 left, which is fine. And then I said, I'll also leave you to take Tibet and Xinjiang, so another 10 cities. And these are actually double production, so, it gives you more resources. So that's going to, he's basically going to get more out of that. And then he's also be my ally. But again, if it all goes wrong, I'm assuming that I'll take these territories, then I'll send him a peace offer. But at the end of the day, if it goes wrong, I could just take all of Nationalist China. It's not going to be the biggest issue. So to start off with, well, there's not really much to explain because he hasn't got any units stationed. I'm trying to take advantage of my fast armored cars and light tanks, which I get bonuses in as the doctrine, whatever the name of it. Sorry, the Pan-Asian doctrine. This could be a problem because clearly he's assuming that this isn't in his eastern territorial sphere, but I really do need this because then I'll have a border with France, and I definitely want to take Indochina because it's a nice four cities, and as you can see, France. We'll get into that later, but it's it's clearly not doing well, so I might as well, you know, take this opportunity to um to absorb some of its satellite empire states. So yeah, I do want the city. Well, I mean it's 2 level 2 militia, but at the end of the day, it's not the worst thing in the world. We can send some tactical bombers over. That would be in a section. All right, where's the nearest tactical bomber? There's one. And there's literally no way that I can. That's not good, is it? Wait, can I reach it with my chips? No, I can't. Wow. So it's not in range of my chips. Also, what he did, I think he sent his navy down somewhere around here, so I might as well. I mean, I don't need to destroy it, really, because, well, again, this would have been made much more sense if he was, actually trying to resist me. I guess it would have been a little more interesting, but on the other hand, it would have been harder to execute this attack as well. So, yeah, I'm going to try to keep an eye on these. I'm only really sending 1 infantry unit. I think actually, oh yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I think I should halt it here, and then I'll just bombard it from here for a bit. And especially since we get bonuses in artillery, what's this damage against things? Yeah, it's not great against infantry, is it? Okay, well, let's see how this goes. Maybe also, when I take this, I'll also send this in to help with that. The other thing that I want to do is, I don't want to lose loads of these territories to revolts. And obviously, if you take an enemy capital, then all of your province morale goes up, which is very helpful in situations like these. So what I'm thinking of doing, because I don't want to take his capital, I mean, that would be a bit mean, especially after he's basically given me all his eastern territories. The thing is, with the geography of Nationalist China here, there's like this massive area between these kind of positions in the very west of China. Sorry, not the very west, but the very west of Nationalist China. You have this large mountain range, and then you have all these eastern possessions. And like, where do you draw the line? Because you could draw the line at the mountains, but I feel like that would be a bit a bit too mean. Or you could draw the line, I think, where he's sort of like here, which would be fine. Or I'm drawing it a bit further because I want more cities potentially. And I feel like just by kind of negotiating with him, I'm already being a bit nice, considering the plan originally was to take the whole thing, and then that opens up Xinjiang, Tibet, eventually India. And if I actually decide to cooperate with him and only take these part, it makes it look a bit nice, controlling only, especially when you have Manchukuo, it's kind of this area. Basically, if you played Axis and Allies, that's what Japan starts off with. Kind of. Actually, I think you might start off with a little less, and then we're also definitely going to go for Indonesia at some point because this is like 8 cities. So that's about the same as everything here in Nationalist China. So there's really no reason not to go for that. And also Indochina, which is another 4 cities. Philippines is 4, but I don't know if I want to go to war with the US, because that's very risky. And as for the Soviet Union, I could also take all of this, but there's only 2 cities, Alexandrovsk and Vladivostok. And then the closest ones after that are Irkutsk, Krasnoyarsk, and Novosibirsk. So we'd have to overstretch quite a lot to get there. We could also take Mongolia, maybe. So again, formulating the plan for the future kind of here. As for the situation in Europe, where the real drama is happening, I've sent a share map to Germany, so yeah, we're cooperating a little bit. And he's absolutely destroyed France here, which I guess is a bit ironic because France seemed to think a lot of himself before in the newspaper before this all started. And he's also completely managed to destroy Poland. So this belongs to Lithuania, apparently. That's odd. Well, it must have revolted, obviously, and this is now part of the city of Danzig. That's interesting. And he's also at war with the Soviet Union, and he's somehow like, yeah, I think you start off with a few units stationed here, so he'll stop at some point, but he's really sort of tearing at this. I was going to say his southern territories, but he's also doing quite well around Minsk, Belarus, so everywhere essentially. He's doing very well. I don't know how. Yeah, well, he does. Yeah, he does have a massive army. Meanwhile, we're going to be a little more quiet and just sort of boss things here. There's not much else I need to do for this episode. I've started researching the medium tank because we're going to need some sort of more, more heavier tank division. I don't think we're going to need the heavy tanks for a while. And then the next we could get level 3 armored cars and level 3 light tanks. That would be useful. And I'm also researching level 3 infantry. After that, we could also get paratroopers because that's going to be useful. Oh yeah, as for the enemy capital, I can't remember if I explained. I was planning maybe to take Nationalist China's, not Nationalist, Communist China's, sorry. I'm not really focusing. I could do that through paratroopers, but I'd have to build something from where I could launch them, which could be slightly annoying. So would they be in range here? No, they wouldn't. Okay, oh, okay. So if I sent them here, that's not okay. Well, I have to build a thingy, a airbase over here. Yeah, this doesn't have that much. While we're at it, we might as well produce some infantry because we get nice bonuses in infantry. As the doctrine, I feel like maybe I paid too much attention to the doctrines, but I just like find that aspect of the game quite interesting. So yeah, let's build an aircraft factory here. So the good thing is that only takes 30 minutes, whereas if you're building an airstrip in a rural province, which should be more basic, it takes like quite a long, definitely through like 3 hours at least to build. They're probably going to have someone stationed in the capital, but if I do have an airstrip here, I could also bombard it with bombers. So yeah, that hopefully by doing that we will then avoid any revolts because that's a big thing. I feel like revolts are a little bit annoying in this game. Other plans for the future, we could take Macau, sure, especially because Portugal has been completely absorbed by Spain here. It's still got Guinea-Bissau and these Angola and Mozambique. But again, it's only 2 cities, so there's really no reason why we shouldn't take Macau, especially because it's 10 points. I mean, if it was just a useless province, well, then none of them are useless because they provide strategic advantages in terms of borders. They give you manpower and money, I think. Yes, they do. There's no such thing as a useless province, but as a city, it gives you more resources, more manpower, and most importantly, it gives you points, which are how you win the game. So, you can control all the rural provinces in the world, but if you don't control any cities, there's no way you can win the game. So yeah, in terms of buildings and production, I'm just going to keep that going between episodes. There's not too much to it. I've developed these two a little bit so I can start preparing because the next big war, from the next only war, maybe apart from taking Macau, that we're going to fight is against Manchukuo. So I'm already, preparing to. It's going to have to be a two-pronged attack, one from China and the other from Korea. I don't think that's going to be too hard though, hopefully. And maybe after Manchukuo, probably Indochina, and after that we'll have maybe Thailand, or I'm not sure what it's called here, Siam, yeah. And that would give me a better landing pad, better launch pad into Indonesia, which is the real gem in. Well, it still counts as part of Asia, but if you include it in the oceanic sphere here, I guess Australia as well. But this is only, I think, last time I looked, it was only 7 plus this 8, so 80 points or 8 cities, and Indonesia is also 8 cities. So really no reason not to take it, and also because this is a colonial possession technically of Netherlands, so it's also going to be harder for them to defend it. Other things that have happened, I made my own coalition, the Asian Collective. So if anyone applies to that, I'll see. I probably won't take any weak countries, but most of the countries are already in a coalition of their own, to be honest. I mean, the Allies are finished. It would have been nice to join the Axis if I could, but it's already been taken. On the other hand, that sort of keeps me out of the limelight, out of the drama, which is nice. British India is already in a coalition, and calling it the Asian Collective sort of discourages non-Asian countries from joining. You could get the US involved, but I also kind of want to take some of the US's territories. So the only real reason why I created that is, well, yeah, again, the off chance that a good country asks to join, like Britain potentially, is also taken advantage of France's weak position and started to gobble up its possessions in Africa, as you do. And also I created it because ideally, if we manage to achieve a peace with China, then he will join the coalition. He does want to be my ally. So, okay, I've waffled on for long enough. And that's about it. So by next episode, hopefully, we would have, well, taken everything which I'm attacking in this episode. So a very good sort of round wall. I don't know. It's just the right shape, isn't it? So this nice part of China. And yeah, that's about it. I don't think I'm gonna quite have all of this. Next episode will probably do a bit of clearing up. And episode 4 is probably going to be the invasion of Manchukuo, which will be interesting. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe. Subscribe if you want to see more. Like if you enjoyed the video. I'm assuming no one's watching, but if you are, you definitely enjoyed the video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.